Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Between a Rock and a Hard Place by Strosahl. My name is Matthew, I'm filling in for Ranksk again today. I have my own YouTube channel where I do things like Wordle and connections, and I do one-up videos for you number enthusiasts. There should be a link in the description. There should also be a link to the puzzle that we're doing today if you want to play along. If you're interested in finding my channel, if you don't click on the link, it's Matthew Plays Games. That's Matthew with one T on both YouTube and TikTok if you are on the other platform. It's only one T because we're efficient over at the Matthew Plays Games channel. That's also just how my parents spelt it, so that's the real reason. Anyway, let's get into this puzzle. This is a standard 6x6 grid where you have to put the numbers 1 through 6 in every column, row, and 2x3 box. I just realized that I said column and row backwards. The rows go across, the columns go up and down. But I think you get the gist of it. First off, we have these crop key dots. Starting with the white dots. The white dots means the two cells that the white dot is in between have to be consecutive numbers. So if this is a 5, this could be a 4 or a 6. If it's a 4, this could be a 3 or a 5, and so on and so forth. The black dots indicate that the two cells have a 1-to-2 ratio. So if this was a 2, this could be a 4 or a 1. If this is a 3, this could be a 6. We also have these red and blue cells that have arrows pointing both inward and outward, depending on if it's the red or the blue cell. The blue cell has the arrows pointing inward, so that means that the number in the cell has to be smaller than the surrounding digits. So if this was a 2, this could be a 3, 4, even 4 and 5. You can even repeat digits as long as they, respect other Sudoku rules. And then the red cells are the opposite, where the number in the cell has to be bigger than the numbers outside of the cell. Diagonal, not the diagonal ones, just the ones on the sides and top and bottom. So if this was a 5, this could be a 2, 4, 3, 1. So those are the basic rules of this puzzle, and I'm going to go ahead and get started right now. Okay, I think I'm going to get started up here because this box, this cell is pointing to 3 boxes in the same 2x3 box up here. So that means it has to be at least a 4 because it's pointing to 3 different digits. And this at minimum has to be 1, 2, 3. So this is at least a 4, and it can't be a 5 because it's on a black crop key dot, which means it has to have a 1-to-2 ratio, and a 5 doesn't have a 1-to-2 ratio pair in Sudoku. It would have to be a 2.5 or a 10. We don't have either of those things in here. So this number over here, if the red cell is going to be a 4, this would be a 2. If it's a 6, this would have to be a 3. And then on the other side, this has to be consecutive with this digit. So this has to be either a 3 or a 5. And then a 1 definitely has to go up here, and 1 has to go over here, but I'm not sure how much that helps us at the moment. I'm not sure what more we can do with that. Maybe these cells are more interesting in the middle here. These two cells both have to be bigger than this cell and smaller than this cell. So maybe that's more limiting. So these can't be 1s or 6s. This cell has to be a 1-to-2 ratio with this cell, and this one has to be the bigger number. So this could be a 2, 1. Or a 4, 2, or a 6, 3. But it can't be a 2, 1 actually, because this would have to be another 2. If this was a 1, this would be, both of these numbers would have to be 2, and that doesn't work. So this can't be a 1, and this can't be a 2. So this is a 4 or 6, this is a 2 or 3, which means this is either a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Oh, it can't be a 1. And it can't be a 2 because neither of those numbers are bigger than this. So if this is a 2, this would be a 3, and if this is a 3, this would be a 4. Okay. So 1's going to have to go either here or here in this column. I'm not sure how much that helps us yet. But let's see if we can move on to this side of this little 4-way thing we got going on in here. This has to be at least a 4. So this is a 4, 5, 6. Because it has to be at least bigger than a 3. And then consecutively, this could be a 3, 4, 5. Does that work? Is there any problems with that? I don't see it. Okay, where are we going here? I find these ones a little bit more tougher to wrap my brain around than the German whispers that I did the other day. So this one, like this cell, has to be in the opposite of this cell. This one has to be smaller than 3 different digits. So the biggest this one can be is a 3. The biggest this can be is a 4. And this could be either a 2 if this is a 1, a 4 if this is a 2, or a 6. So this is a 2, 4, 6. We know 5 can't go in any of these cells, so we're going to need a 5 over here. Let's see, if this was a 3, this would have to be a 6, and this would be a 4. I'm not sure there's a problem with that. Ones are pretty limited in this row, because the 1 can't go in any of these spots. It has to go here, here. Just like it has to go here, here. But I'm not sure what that really does for us at the moment. Sixes are really limited up here. It either has to go here or over here. Sixes are also limited in here. It's got to go here, here, or here. But I'm still waiting to place this first real digit here. I'm having a hard time finding where to find it. So this is a 2, 3, or 4. It can't be a 1. I said 1 earlier, but it can't be a 1. So this is a 2, 3, or 4. Because this digit has to be bigger than this, so obviously it can't be a 1. Oh, you know what? This can't be a 1 for the same reason this can't be a 1, because these would both have to be 2. So this can't be a 1, and this can't be a 2. And this can't be a 2 because it's not bigger than this number. Okay. And then this is a 4, 6 pair. Okay, that makes this a 3 and this a 2. All right, we finally got somewhere, which makes this a 4, which makes this a 6, and this a 3, and this a 4. All right, that took a while to get to, which means this is a 5. This could still be a 4 or 6. This is not a 4. This could still be a 4 or a 5. It's still bigger than this, and that's still consecutive with these potential number in here. So this is a 1 or a 5 over here. This is a 2, 3, 4 down here. Actually, no, this one's a 2 because we have the 3 and 4 removed from here. That makes this a 1 up here. The numbers in here are then a 3 and a 4. And over here we have 1, 5, 6. Except a 1 can't go here, so this is a 5 or 6. This is 1, 5, 6. This has to be at least a 3. Actually, it has to be at least a 4 because we don't have a 3. We already have a 3 in the column, or the row. So this is a 4, 5, 6. That still works as a 5, 6. This can't be a 6. This can't be a 6. Am I missing some Sudoku here, maybe? A 6 has to go here or here. If this isn't the 6, then it goes up in this corner because it can't be smaller than this 4. This number here has to be at least 4, 5, 6. It can't be a 4, so this is a 5 or 6. And then we have a 4, 5, 6 triple in here. So on the ends, we have a 1 or a 2. What else am I missing? This number here can't be a 5. It could be up to a 4. Can't be a 3. It's a 1, 2, 4. What am I missing? Is there something to do here? If this was a 5, this would be a 4. This would be a 5, 6. That still works. Can this be a 6? I don't see why not. This would be a 5. This would be a 6. There's no problem with that. I would make this a 4. Oh, the 4. As soon as this was a 5, this was a 6. Man, that took me way too long to see. I can't believe that. Okay, that makes this a 5 and this a 4 and this a 6 and this a 5. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is a 1 of 5. I bet you guys are screaming at the screen saying, Matthew, that has to be a 6. It's not less than a 5. Or it can't be less than a 5. Oh man, that makes this a 3 for the 1-2 ratio. This is a 2, 4 up here. This is a 4 down here and a 3 and a 2 and a 4. And a 1 and a 2. This in here is a 6 and a 2. The 6 has to go here because it can't be next to this 6. So this is a 2. Over here, we still need a 1 and a 3. That's not resolved. Up here, we need a 3, 6, 5. The 6 and 5 are removed from this cell, so this is the 3. 5 can't go here, so this is a 6 and a 5. We need a 1, 2, 4 in here. Well, 2, 4 can't go up here, so this is a 1, and this is a 2, and this is a 4. There's a 1, this is a 6. And finally, this is a 1 and a 3. All right. I actually did that faster than the one I did the other day, but it felt more frustrating because I missed this 4 for so long. It probably wasn't that long. It probably felt longer than it was, but I should have saw that immediately. But hey, you know, that happens sometimes. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Anyway, if you did the puzzle, you know, let us know how you did in the comments. Go find me either by the link or searching my name on here or TikTok. Again, remember that's Matthew with 1T. And thanks to Ranks for letting me fill in again. And thanks to Strosahl for the puzzle. It was fun. And again, let us know how you guys did in the comments.